the sort of the idea for this beer came from when I was working in Bhutan, and we would drink a lot of masala tea, and one ingredient that you would sometimes find in there was cardamom, and so that was sort of the base behind it, and that's darker in color. There's usually lactose, but I thought that would clash a little bit, but it's just something that you can drink on a hot day, but it still has some oomph to it. And then we chose black cardamom for the smoke character, which is kind of nice and balances out that intense sort of menthol from the cardamom. And then this is black in color, but we use midnight wheat and only a touch of chocolate, so there's not really much heavy to it. Even though it's dark in color, it's pretty refreshing and light. So you get something that, even though it looks like it'd be really heavy, it's going to be nice and refreshing to drink on a summer day here, especially with that sort of cooling cardamom finish to it. That's sort of just this nice background there. Going to Bhutan was just sort of an opportunity I couldn't pass up. I was really happy where I was, but I saw a posting for this and was about to turn 30 and figured, I had one good adventure left. I applied and got an offer, and within 24 hours I'd accepted it, and within a week I was on a plane, so I sort of just didn't give myself enough time to really think it through. Yeah, it worked out. It was a great experience and got to, see stuff I would never otherwise have seen. The brewery was apparently built on an old burial ground, and so there was a whole sort of religious ceremony held to exorcise the demons, and we had to feed them the snakes, which, this was all so fascinating. Fresh milk, because they don't like alcohol, and getting to go hiking within sight of Mount Everest with packs of yaks passing by on the other way, and eat lots and lots of chilies and lots of rice. Got to hang out with the Prime Minister of Bhutan one night.
Really?
That was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, so all kinds of cool stuff.
Did you drink beer with him?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Drank beer with the Prime Minister of Bhutan.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Was it a spice beer?
No, that was a traditional stout, or robust porter, I guess is what we ended up doing. We did a robust porter and an amber. The Bhutanese really don't like bitter that much, but it gets really cold up there all the time. So, at least in the part of the country we were in. So, we thought a porter and an amber would go well. They'd be approachable. There really was no craft beer. You couldn't get an IPA imported or anything like that. It was just basically malt liquor, and that was about it. There was one really small brewery making a really interesting wit in the central part of the country, but you couldn't get it very frequently.
How many breweries are in Bhutan, or how many were, I guess?
Before I got there were two. One was like the big macro, and then the other was this small little, I guess you would call them a microbrew for sure. They just made one brand, which was a wheat beer called Red Panda.
Sweet name.
Yeah. That's one of they have red pandas there. I never got to see one. But they have
bummer.
Pandas, yeah.
Love red pandas.
And then the big industrial sort of government endorsed mass malt liquor.
Interesting.
And then you would get Foster's and a couple different brands from India. That's about it.
Were you among, was it an American project that brought you over there, or was it a native?
It was a local family.
Okay.
A Bhutanese family that just happened to have land with a spring on it. And one of the sons in the family worked in the U.S. for a number of years and got introduced to American craft beer there, and decided that there was a market that was ready for it. There were people who wanted it. It's been exploding in India, and so that was sort of his logic behind it.
Really?
It was a whole family adventure.
That's awesome. What was the name of the family and the brewery?
Serboon was the name of the brewery. The family, they don't really do last names in Bhutan.
Got it.
Some people only have one name, some people have two, but it's not tied to your family.
Got it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Was this before Sierra for you, or was this after Sierra?
This was after Sierra.
Okay, so this was after Sierra. So you were already brewing some innovative
I
beers.
was running the pilot system at Sierra at Mills River when I took this. Yeah.
Interesting. So this pulled you away from that. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
But it's an adventure.
But it was an adventure, and I grew up in Asheville, so I've been there most of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'd been brewing a lot of spiced beers and different interesting stuff, but more than being passionate about spiced beers, I'd say it's more just sort of reminds me of being back there. So it's more of just like brewing out of fond memories.
Does this beer specifically remind you of being there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the cardamom, and that's really sort of its flavors of being back there. And we were brewing a robust porter, and then you'd be drinking tea with cardamom or eating really great curry from a local Indian place, and all that sort of wrapped up into a beer reminds you of past adventures.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Our Bengal Black Ale.